Welcome back to today's video. I don't know why, but I'm really excited to be filming today. If you can't tell. For today's video, I thought I would film a updated how I contour video. I filmed this particular video, I think like 2 years ago. I'm just gonna put it lightly. I was a little bit embarrassing 2 years ago. I mean, I still am, but it was truly interesting to watch. I thought I would just do an updated version, mainly because my makeup techniques have pretty much changed drastically. There are still some techniques that I use today that I did a few years ago, but the way I do makeup has definitely changed a lot. And so I thought I would just film an updated how I like to contour. And also, as you can tell and as I've mentioned, this is how I personally like to contour. This might not be how you do it, and I'm not claiming that your way is wrong or my way is right. This is just how I do it, okay? Okay. I have all of my makeup done except my contour, bronzer, blush, and highlighter. I do want to do a little explaining here first. The main reason and purpose of contouring is to give more structure to your face and like add shadows. So pretty much you do self-placed shadows on your face to make it look like you are just more slim and defined in your face. And then bronzer is just there to warm you up and just make you look like, you know, bronze goddess. The difference between contour and bronzer is bronzer is just meant to warm you up and might even have a little shimmer to make you like glow and just look like Beyonce, of course. And then a contour usually should be matte just to give you structure to your face and appear as if you naturally just have a carved out defined face. The way I like to do makeup is just enhance what you naturally have. Obviously, I am a makeup artist, so oftentimes I will do super elaborate things in makeup, but how I started and learned was just doing stuff that naturally enhances what you already have. But of course, if you watch any of my videos, you can see that I apply a lot of makeup. A, because I love it. B, because it's art to me. And C, because it's so fun and I love doing makeup. Anyway, that was off topic. I just needed that inspirational quote of the day. I don't know. And if I say bronzer or contour about 30 times, it's not intentional, it just happens. Try filming one of these videos and not say contour more than 3 times. I dare you. I'm gonna start with bronzer today. I'm gonna use the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I adore this color because it's a little it's warm and cool, definitely more on the warm side, but that's what you want for bronzer. They don't have many colors, which is quite a shame because it's a phenomenal bronzer and not everyone can use it. I'm going to use a brush that bronzes like my whole entire face just because that's what I'm feeling. And pro tip for you, go buy yourself a paintbrush because that's what my bronzer brush is. Clearly, I have 3 containers of brushes back there, so I have plenty of things to choose from, but I bought this paintbrush and I'm not even kidding you on how much I love it. It's a phenomenal brush. It's a little disformed because I kind of go crazy. It's really nice and it was affordable. It kind of reminds me of a Tom Ford brush. So I just like to go kind of ham sandwich in my bronzer and load up the brush and then tap off excessively. And then I just go in with my brush and just begin to bronze up this whole area, even going down here on my neck. So I take it from here downward, which is usually a no-go, and if you would have asked me 2 years, I would have screamed if I would have done this. This is something recent that I've started to do. It just really blends out your makeup in a wonderful way. And my #1 tip for anything in makeup is blend until you can't blend anymore. Now time to contour. What I'm going to use is my most favorite palette of all time for contouring, and that is the Shade and Light palette from Kat Von D. I love this. If you are not willing to spend the money on this, which I totally get, I absolutely love the NYX contouring palette. It's wonderful. That's what I used to use all the time. I love this so much. So if you can spend money on it, I would highly recommend it. but if not, go with the NYX one because it's great too. For your brush options, there are lots for contouring. I would recommend, if you're kind of new to it, pick a smaller, more defined brush. This one is from BH Cosmetics. It's a very dense brush. It's great for contouring. This one from Real Techniques is wonderful as well because it's more of a dome shape. I'll probably use this one today. Morphe has a really nice one. This is their M523 brush, which looks like this and is awesome as well. You just need to find one that works for you. The shade that I prefer to use in this is this one for carving contouring and this one for bronzer. So I'm gonna do the same thing today. These are so pigmented, so I would recommend tapping off like a weirdo. The rule of thumb for doing this is to start the back of the ear and find where the hollows of your cheeks are. People used to do this to find like the hollows of your face, but if you don't have any bone structure, then just wing it kind of, and you can just create your own cheekbone if you want, you know. All right, so for me, I think I'm gonna go right about here and just kind of begin to like sketch back and forth. I still use the same rule of thumb as I did 2 years ago, and that is to just blend upward, because if you blend downward, it kind of defeats the purpose. And if I'm looking up here, I'm looking at my camera because it's telling me it's overheating. And if you still find that any of the makeup that you just applied to your face still looks a little harsh, you can go in with your foundation or concealer brush and just slightly go over it just a little bit. This will definitely blend it out. Or you can do this with your powder brush or whatever you have. Just like tap over it lightly. Alrighty, so I'm not sure if you can tell, but I can definitely tell. Because I was so sloppy with my bronzer and everything intentionally, it looks just sloppy. It kind of looks like an all over bronze, but not really a sculpted look. So what I am going to do is go in with a translucent loose powder, and I'm going to get a sponge. The one that I would personally recommend is from Real Techniques. It's their complexion sponge, I think. I really like it because there's a nice point here. Mine has seen some better days in its lifetime. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp the I'm just going to get the edge of my sponge all covered, and I go straight underneath my contour and just do that little dude right there. Now that you look a little bit ridiculous and like you had some bad Botox done, I'm going to leave that on my face because it'll just make it even more defined later on. So now I'm going to move on to blush. This one particularly is from Lorac in Velvet Rope. And then what I like to do is just kind of focus my blush more on the back part of my face. I just like to almost blend it in with my bronzer and contour, and then I will lightly tap it on the front. And then for highlighter, I'm going to use the Smashbox Spotlight Palette in Pearl, one of my all-time favorites. I'm going to go with another Morphe brush. This is their M501, and I'm going to use the first shade here and just highlight my cheekbones, which is right up here. Highlighter for me is a necessity in life, okay? I, again, try to control myself with highlighter, but sometimes I just can't and the glow just takes over. So I will highlight my chin just a little bit. Sometimes I find it to be too much, and then I will sometimes tap it on my nose. And then for the most important step to me, blending. One of my favorite brushes to just all over blend with is by BH Cosmetics. It's their stippling brush. And this might appear a little crazy, but since we still have this translucent powder, I'm going to blend my whole entire face, starting from the highlight and blending downward. And I wouldn't say I'm gentle with this process. Blending is seriously like so key. And then you can absolutely 100% set your face with a setting spray. I'm not going to because mine's like all out. So yeah, that is the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed it and maybe learned something. Again, this is just how I do it, and it might not be the most sharp contour that you've ever seen, but again, that's not how I always like my makeup to look. Yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy it, then please give it a thumbs up. And yeah, I really hope to see you in my next video.